Over 60. Your legs aren't failing you. Your blood is changing. If your feet feel cold, your calves feel heavy after a short walk, or you notice more swelling at the end of the day, it's not just about getting older. It's about how blood and vessels respond as we age. Blood can thicken a bit. The inner lining of blood vessels, the endothelium, becomes less flexible, and the calf muscle pump that pushes blood back to the heart works less efficiently. The result? Slower circulation to the lower limbs, that dragging sensation when you walk, and the ache or tingling many seniors recognize. The good news is that certain everyday drinks can nudge circulation in the right direction, sometimes within hours, and daily use can add up to real changes over days and weeks. Today I'll walk you through 5 evidence-backed beverages that can help improve blood flow to your legs. I'll rank them from number 5 to number 1, explain how each works in plain terms, summarize the kind of research behind it, give practical preparation and timing tips, and point out the safety notes every older adult should know. I'll also give a week-by-week plan for adding them so you get the best results without shocking your system. Before we jump in, quick question to get the community talking. When is your next birthday? Drop the month in the comments below. We'll celebrate your milestones together. Here's a quick snapshot of the 5 drinks you'll learn about in detail. Hibiscus tea, ginger tea, green tea, pomegranate juice, and the top pick, beetroot juice. Each works a little differently. Some help widen blood vessels, some reduce blood stickiness and inflammation, and some increase nitric oxide, the molecule that helps relax vessel walls and boost blood flow. Now let's go down the list, starting with number 5. Number 5. Hibiscus tea, the tart red infusion that calms vessels and supports blood flow. Hibiscus contains anthocyanins and organic acids that seem to relax blood vessels and improve arterial function. Think of your arteries like garden hoses. When the hose walls are stiff, less water gets through. Hibiscus can make the hose a little more flexible. Clinical researchers have observed improvements in blood pressure and arterial stiffness measures with regular hibiscus consumption. And while that doesn't promise a cure, it supports better blood delivery to the legs. How to prepare it? Use roughly 2 tablespoons of dried hibiscus flowers for 2 cups of water. Bring the water to a near boil, about 200° Fahr, and steep the flowers for about 10 to 15 minutes. Strain and enjoy. You can make it hot or chilled. If the tartness is too strong, add a small splash of honey or a natural sweetener, but avoid large amounts of sugar. Extra sugar can undermine cardiovascular benefits. Dosage and timing. Aim for 1 to 3 cups a day. For circulation specifically, drinking 1 cup about an hour before your walk or activity can be helpful because it gives the compounds time to circulate and start working on vessel tone. Safety notes. Hibiscus can lower blood pressure in some people, which is usually welcome, but could interact with blood pressure medications. If you're on antihypertensive drugs, mention hibiscus to your clinician before starting daily use. Also, if you have diabetes, be mindful of added sugars in commercial blends or sweetened bottled hibiscus drinks. What you might expect. Many people notice a subtle difference in the tightness or warmth of their calves within a week of regular use. Remember, that's illustrative. Individual responses vary. Now number 4. Ginger tea, a warming brew that can calm inflammation and reduce blood viscosity. Ginger's active components, gingerols and shogaols, have long been studied for anti-inflammatory and antithrombotic properties. For circulation, the practical effect is twofold. Ginger can reduce the low-grade inflammation that narrows small vessels, and it may slightly reduce blood thickness or stickiness, which helps blood move more easily through the tiny capillaries of the feet and calves. How to prepare it? Use fresh ginger root. Slice or grate a 1 to 2 inch piece for a pot of tea. Simmer in 2 to 3 cups of water for 10 to 15 minutes. Longer simmering brings out stronger, more pungent flavors. Finish with a squeeze of lemon. The vitamin C helps with absorption of certain compounds and also brightens the flavor. If you prefer sweetness, a touch of honey works. Dosage and timing. 1 to 2 cups a day is common. Morning and evening are good times. A morning cup can help get circulation moving for the day, and an evening cup can support overnight recovery. For those who tolerate spices, a cup before a walk may reduce stiffness and make movement easier. Safety notes. Ginger can interact with blood thinners, so if you take anticoagulant medications like warfarin or newer agents, check with your physician before consuming ginger daily in concentrated forms. Some people get heartburn or mild GI upset with strong ginger. Start gentler and increase as tolerated. What you might expect. After a week or two of consistent ginger tea, many seniors report less heaviness and reduced swelling on standing. It's a slow, steady helper, rather than a dramatic overnight fix. Number 3. Green tea. A gentle antioxidant that supports the inner lining of vessels. Green tea's star compound, EGCG, plays a role in protecting the endothelium, the thin cell layer lining every blood vessel, and in supporting nitric oxide production indirectly. In plain terms, green tea helps keep the lining of your blood vessels healthy so they can dilate when needed, improving blood flow. Large population studies have linked green tea consumption with lower risk of peripheral artery disease and better vascular health, though these are associations rather than guarantees. How to prepare it. Use loose-leaf green tea when possible. Heat water to about 170 degrees temperature, just shy of boiling, and steep roughly 1 teaspoon of leaves per cup for 2 to 3 minutes. Avoid oversteeping. Bitter, overbrewed green tea is less pleasant and may discourage daily use. Add a slice of lemon or a splash of fresh orange juice to include vitamin C. This helps some of the antioxidants become more bioavailable. Dosage and timing. Aim for 3 to 4 cups earlier in the day. Because green tea contains caffeine, keep it to the morning and early afternoon if you're caffeine sensitive. Drinking green tea in the morning can set a vascular-friendly tone for the day. Safety notes. Green tea's caffeine can interact with certain medications and can affect sleep if taken late. If you're on prescriptions that advise limiting green tea or caffeine, check with your provider. Also, green tea extracts in high doses can stress the liver in rare cases. Drinking brewed tea is generally safe. What you might expect. Regular green tea users often notice improved stamina in walks and less cramping over a few weeks. Paired with the rest of your routine, green tea contributes to a healthier vascular environment. Number 2. Pomegranate juice, a polyphenol-rich drink that supports arteries and walking capacity. Pomegranate is rich in punicalagins and other polyphenols that protect against oxidation of LDL cholesterol and may help reduce arterial plaque progression in supportive studies. In clinical research focused on people with peripheral artery disease, pomegranate juice has been associated with improved walking distance and reduced symptoms. That suggests it can help the blood get to the lower limbs more efficiently over time. How to choose and prepare it. Pick 100% pomegranate juice with no added sugars. Or better yet, juice fresh pomegranate seeds at home for maximum freshness. If you juice at home, let the juice sit briefly and stir gently to distribute the natural oils and compounds. To aid absorption, drink it with a small amount of healthy fat, for example, an ounce of unsalted nuts, or a tablespoon of olive oil on whole grain toast. Fat improves uptake of certain polyphenols. Dosage and timing. About 8 ounces, roughly 1 cup, a day fits the pattern used in many studies. Having it with a meal that contains some healthy fat, breakfast or lunch, is a useful ritual. Safety notes. Choose unsweetened options if you have diabetes, because commercial juices can contain added sugars. Also, some medications may interact with pomegranate. If you're on statins or other cardiovascular drugs, check with your clinician. Pomegranate is powerful but not a replacement for prescribed therapies. What you might expect. For people with claudication, leg pain when walking due to poor circulation, regular pomegranate juice has been associated with measurable improvements in walking distance in clinical settings. For daily life, you may notice greater walking tolerance and less breathlessness on inclines after 2 to 4 weeks. And now number 1. Beetroot juice. The fastest, most direct way to boost nitric oxide and get blood moving in your legs. Beetroot is rich in inorganic nitrate. After you drink it, bacteria in your mouth convert nitrate into nitrite, and your body converts nitrite into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes vessel walls, improving blood flow, lowering the resistance the heart pumps against, and increasing oxygen delivery to muscles. Because this pathway is relatively direct, beetroot produces some of the quickest, most dramatic improvements in peripheral blood flow among the drinks on our list. How to prepare it? Fresh is best. Juice whole beets, including the stems if your juicer handles greens, for a full spectrum of nutrients. If juice is not an option, look for cold-pressed beetroot juice with no added sugars. Many studies use a single serving of roughly 250 to 500 milliliters, about 1 to 2 cups, of beetroot juice to observe effects on exercise performance and circulation. You can split that amount across a day if the taste is intense, but to get the peak nitric oxide surge, drinking a single serving 2 to 3 hours before activity is generally recommended. That timing allows oral bacteria to convert nitrate, and for your blood's nitrite levels to rise at the moment you're active. Critical mouthwash tip. Antibacterial mouthwash can block the oral bacteria needed for nitrate conversion. Avoid antiseptic mouthwashes for several hours before and after you drink beetroot juice. Brushing your teeth with toothpaste is fine, but antibacterial rinses are best avoided around the time you drink the juice if improving circulation is the goal. Dosage and timing. As mentioned, about 1 cup, 250 milliliters, up to 2 cups, taken 2 to 3 hours before a planned walk or exercise session, tends to align with the timing seen in studies. Some people sip a smaller serving daily for steady support. Start at the lower end to assess tolerance. Safety notes. Beetroot can significantly lower blood pressure in some people. If you take antihypertensive medications, discuss beetroot with your clinician before regular use. Also, because beetroot is high in potassium and certain compounds processed by the kidneys, anyone with advanced kidney disease should consult their nephrologist. A harmless but dramatic effect to know about is beeturia. Beetroot can color urine and stools pink or red. It looks alarming but is usually harmless. A few people may experience mild stomach upset. Start with a smaller serving. What you might expect? Many people report a noticeable improvement in leg warmth and walking stamina within hours of a single serving, and repeated use can produce even more sustained benefits over weeks. That's why beetroot is number 1 on this list. It's the most direct food-based way to boost nitric oxide and support peripheral blood flow quickly. How the 5 drinks differ, and why variety helps. Each of these beverages targets circulation from a slightly different angle. Hibiscus and green tea support vessel tone and endothelial health. Ginger addresses inflammation and blood viscosity. Pomegranate protects against oxidative damage and supports arterial integrity. Beetroot supplies the substrate that converts to nitric oxide for near-term vasodilation. When used thoughtfully, they can be additive. One helps the structure of the vessel, another reduces inflammation inside it, and another raises the body's ability to dilate that vessel when needed. A practical, stepwise plan to add them safely. 4-week ramp-up. Week 1. Start gently with hibiscus. Try 1 cup mid-morning or an hour before your daily walk. This gets your system used to botanical teas and provides a low-risk starting point. Week 2. Add ginger. Keep hibiscus as your morning or pre-walk cup and introduce ginger in the evening, or vice versa. The idea is two different mechanisms working on different parts of your day. Week 3. Bring in green tea in the mornings. Now you have hibiscus, ginger, and green tea across your day. Vessel support, inflammation control, and antioxidant protection. Week 4. Incorporate pomegranate juice with a meal that includes healthy fat. By this time, your body has had exposure to polyphenols and warming botanicals. Pomegranate adds targeted arterial support. After week 4, if your clinician agrees, introduce beetroot strategically. For example, drink beetroot juice 2 to 3 hours before a longer walk, or social outing where you want optimal leg performance. If you prefer not to add beetroot, you can continue the other 4. They still offer meaningful benefits. Combine drinks with movement and small strength exercises for the calf pump. Drinks help biochemistry. Muscles help mechanics. The calf muscles act as a pump that squeezes blood upward toward the heart. Simple calf raises, walking on inclines, or wearing supportive compression stockings during longer standing periods can amplify the effect of these beverages. Aim for short walks of 10 to 20 minutes daily, adding in calf raises, standing and rising onto the balls of your feet, 10 repetitions twice a day, to activate the pump. The timing tip: drinking beetroot 2 to 3 hours before these walks tends to match peak nitric oxide timing with the moment your muscles most need better blood delivery. Absorption hacks and small habits that make a difference. Fresh ingredients. Use fresh ginger and fresh pomegranate when possible. Fresh sources often contain the richest profile of active compounds. Chade, temperature and steeping. Respect green tea's lower steeping temperature and hibiscus's longer steep to preserve flavors and compounds. Vitamin C pairing. A squeeze of lemon in green tea or ginger tea can boost absorption of polyphenols. Healthy fat pairing. Take pomegranate juice with a small portion of healthy fats, avocado, nuts, or olive oil, to improve uptake of certain compounds. Avoid antibacterial mouthwash around beetroot. The oral conversion step is necessary for nitrate, nitrite, nitric oxide. So skip antiseptic rinses for several hours before and after beetroot juice. Low sugar approach. Prefer unsweetened teas and 100% juices. If you need sweetness, use small natural sweeteners and reduce total added sugar. Safety, interactions, and when to talk to your doctor. This is a crucial block, and I'll be direct. These beverages can influence blood pressure, blood clotting, and blood sugar. If you are on any of the following, pause and consult your health provider before making these drinks a daily habit. Anticoagulants, blood thinners. Ginger has antithrombotic properties and could increase bleeding risk when combined with blood thinners. Many herbal teas can have subtle effects too. If you're on warfarin, apixaban, rivaroxaban, dabigatran, or similar medications, check with your prescribing clinician. Antihypertensives. Hibiscus and beetroot can lower blood pressure. If your blood pressure is well managed with medication, adding these drinks could change how your medication works by lowering pressure further. A clinician can help monitor values and adjust timing. Diabetes and blood sugar medications, pomegranate juice, and some commercial beverages have sugars that matter for glucose control. If you have diabetes, prefer unsweetened options and consult your diabetes care team about daily juices. Kidney disease. Certain compounds and mineral loads in concentrated juices can be a concern if kidney function is reduced. Discuss with your nephrologist if you have moderate or advanced kidney disease. Nitrate-sensitive therapies. If you are on medications or treatments sensitive to nitrates, such as some prescribed nitroglycerin formulations, consult your cardiologist before using beetroot regularly. Allergies and GI sensitivity. If you have known allergy to any of these plants or get gastrointestinal upset, avoid them or start with tiny amounts. If you have any recent cardiovascular events, for example, a heart attack or stroke within the past few months, Check with your cardiologist before making substantial dietary changes aimed at circulation. These beverages are supportive lifestyle tools, not replacements for prescribed medical therapies. What to watch for during your experiment. Pay attention to your blood pressure readings, energy levels, and any new bruising or bleeding. Note how your legs feel during and after walks. Warmth, swelling, heaviness, or tingling. And track changes week to week. If you're on blood pressure medication and notice lightheadedness, contact your clinician. If blood sugar readings fluctuate after adding juices, consult your diabetes team. Alternatives if a drink doesn't suit you. If you can't tolerate beetroot, you can still get nitrates from leafy greens like arugula or spinach, though in lower concentrations. If ginger causes reflux, try gentler doses or ginger added to food rather than strong tea. If you're avoiding caffeine, skip green tea or choose decaffeinated green tea blends. Putting it all together, a sample daily routine. Morning. Start with a cup of hibiscus or green tea, if you're okay with caffeine, and a light breakfast. If you like, add lemon to the tea for vitamin C. Midday. Enjoy pomegranate juice, about 8 Oz, with a salad dressed in olive oil or a handful of nuts. Afternoon. A second cup of green tea or hibiscus as needed for warmth and focus. Before your walk or exercise, 2 to 3 hours prior. If you're incorporating beetroot, drink the beetroot serving now for peak nitric oxide during activity. Otherwise, a cup of ginger tea about 30-60 minutes before activity can be soothing. Evening. Ginger tea can support digestion and calm inflammation overnight. Adjust portions and timing to your schedule, and always check with your clinician about interactions with medications. Realistic timelines. What to expect and when. Minutes to hours. Beetroot can produce measurable boosts in blood flow within a few hours of consumption. Some people notice warmth and easier walking that same day. Days to weeks. Hibiscus, ginger, green tea, and pomegranate tend to show benefits over weeks of consistent use. You may feel less swelling, improved walking endurance, and warmer feet after 2 to 4 weeks. Long-term, sustained dietary habits combined with exercise and medical care produce the most reliable improvements in circulation. A few illustrative, hypothetical stories. Imagine Mr. L, who has complained of heavy legs for months. He starts 1 cup of hibiscus an hour before his morning walk and adds ginger tea in the evening. By the end of 2 weeks, he tells us his calf tightness has diminished, and he can walk an extra 5 minutes without stopping. Picture Ms. R, who includes pomegranate juice with lunch and adds beetroot juice before her weekend bridge club walk. She notices that she's less breathless on hills and that she doesn't have to sit down as often. Again, individual experience varies, but that's the sort of gradual improvement many report. These are examples meant to show what's possible. They're not guarantees. Practical shopping and preparation tips for older adults and caregivers. Buy fresh when possible. For beetroot and pomegranate, fresh yields the richest flavors and nutrients. If fresh is challenging, look for cold-pressed juices with no added sugar and minimal processing. Store teas and juices properly. Hibiscus and green tea leaves keep best in a sealed container away from heat. Fresh beet juice should be refrigerated and consumed within a couple of days. Keep single-serving recipes simple. A mason jar, a small juicer, and a fine strainer are all that's needed for many preparations. Taste adjustments. If tartness is an issue, balance with a splash of orange or a small amount of honey. For green tea, understeep and add citrus to reduce bitterness. If swallowing liquids is difficult, try blending ingredients into smoothies with a spoonable consistency. But again, watch added sugars. Closing safety recap and when to call your clinician. To recap the critical safety points. If you take blood thinners, blood pressure medications, diabetic medications, or have kidney disease, check with your clinician before starting daily routines with these beverages. Avoid antibacterial mouthwash around beetroot use. Monitor blood pressure and blood sugar after you begin, and report any excess dizziness, unusual bleeding, or large shifts in glucose to your healthcare team. Final. What you drink can change your blood flow in minutes and your leg comfort in weeks. These 5 beverages, hibiscus, ginger, green tea, pomegranate juice, and beetroot juice, offer complementary ways to support circulation. Start small, add 1 change at a time, pair the drinks with gentle exercise and calf-strengthening activities, and track how you feel. The journey toward better leg circulation is a set of small, practical choices performed consistently. If you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel for more evidence-based senior health tips. Try the stepwise plan and share in the comments how your legs feel after 2 to 4 weeks. And don't forget to tell us the month of your next birthday so we can celebrate with you.